CBS offers an eclectic mix of short answers and essays, from one that offers you fewer characters than a tweet to another that is 500 words long. Throughout, there are opportunities for the school to get to know more about your goals and reasons for wanting to be at CBS, as well as your core values. Let's do this. Okay, first question, short answer question. What is your immediate post-MBA professional goal? 50 characters maximum. So those are characters, not words, characters, individual letters. And that was 49 characters just there in my opening sentence. Crazy short. Basically, CBS wants a no-nonsense statement on what you plan to do after your MBA. They want to know that you have a plan and that you can be quite particular in such a tight space. Here we go. Value investing at a boutique Manhattan firm. That's 45 characters. Rotational program at an innovative manufacturer. 49 characters. You get it. Do it. Okay, essay one. Through your resume and recommendation, we have a clear sense of your professional path to date. What are your career goals over the next 3 to 5 years? And what is your long-term dream job? Again, 500 words. This is a surprisingly difficult task for many applicants. 500 words on career plans, especially after getting down to 50 characters, can be a challenge. Well, you can start with a paragraph of context to lay the groundwork for your post-MBA position. And then you have the words left to not just name the position you want, but also explain how you will grow in that position as well. Also, with a 3 to 5 year plan, you can talk about a progression or even a change in your career. Maybe you start in consulting, acquire specific skills, and then make a transition to industry. Of course, the job itself has to be specific to you, but the progression and connection to your skills is what is critical for the admissions committee. Someone reading this doesn't have to think, wow, I've never heard of this path before. Instead, he or she needs to think, I'm excited for this person. He or she is going to do this. Of course, there's one more element of this essay. Long-term dream job. Feel free to dream and dream big, but don't make it unrealistic. You need to follow the path that you've laid out and then share the best possible outcome on that path. You don't need to be embarrassed to shoot for the C-suite or for public office, but these goals can't just come from out of the blue. They have to be related to skills and talents you possess or plan to develop. If you get all that done and you still have some words left, don't just add fluff, don't just pad your essay. We've seen successful applicants use those extra words to explain why they fit with CBS, connecting CBS with the skills they need to develop to become successful in their careers. So this shouldn't just be some CBS's great add-on, but if you have the words and can identify resources that you truly value, then you can relate to them at the end of this essay. Okay, that was essay one. Essay two. The Phillips Pathway for Inclusive Leadership, PPIL, is a co-curricular program designed to ensure that every CBS student develops the skills to become an ethical and inclusive leader. Through PPIL, students attend programming focused on 5 essential diversity, equity, and inclusion skills: creating an inclusive environment, mitigating bias and prejudice, managing intercultural dialogue, addressing systemic inequity, and understanding identity and perspective taking. Tell us about a time when you were challenged around one of these 5 skills. Describe the situation, the actions you took, and the outcome, all in 250 words. On its face, this is a tricky question. You may read the 5 categories and you may not be inspired immediately. That's okay. Dig deep into your experiences, and you are bound to have worked to have created an inclusive environment or to have understood identity. Those are pretty broad categories. Of course, if you have directly managed an intercultural dialogue, a little more specific, that's great. Consider your options carefully and thoughtfully, and know that these words offer you more room than you might imagine. Then, start writing. In only 250 words, you need to set up a situation, reveal the challenge, show how your values and interpersonal skills enabled you to solve the problem, and then try to offer some reflection on the experience as well. That's a tough task. The key here is to leap in and craft a narrative where your story does the work. Your 250 words will seem confining, but with some sharp editing, you should have a tight 250 that reveal your values, very clear your values, in a compelling way. Okay, we're almost there. Essay 3. We believe Columbia Business School is a special place. CBS proudly fosters a collaborative learning environment through curricular experience like our clusters and learning teams, an extremely active co-curricular and student life environment, and career mentorship opportunities like our Executives in Residence program. All of that is a big lead up to the actual question, why do you feel Columbia Business School is a good fit for you academically, culturally, and professionally? Please be specific. 250 words. I wonder how many words the lead up was actually. Please be specific. Those are their words. That may be the most important part of the prompt. Be specific. CBS doesn't want to be on the receiving end of platitudes, just to be told information they know. So if you're writing, quote, CBS has an awesome finance program, well, they know that. That isn't a value add. You need to identify your specific, again, be specific, academic, professional, and even interpersonal community needs, and then lay them out. You need to make your case for being at CBS. So if you aspire to be an entrepreneur, you need to dig in on CBS's entrepreneurial resources, and then not just tell the school what they have on campus, but relate it to yourself. Here's a not so good example. Columbia has a wealth of entrepreneurial resources. The Lang Center programming is second to none. I can't wait to participate in the Launch Your Startup class and the Entrepreneurial Greenhouse. Here, we are just sharing generic statements about CBS. We're sharing wants rather than a plan of action. We are not relating ourselves to the school. If we go a step further and share how you will use these resources, the dynamic quickly changes. Well, entrepreneurship is inherently unpredictable. I will do everything that I can to prepare for the challenge via the Lang Center's wealth of actionable coursework, specifically the hyper-practical Launch Your Startup class and Entrepreneurial Greenhouse program. By seizing these opportunities to test a minimal viable product and then potentially incubate it while still a student, I will have a wealth of channels from students, practitioners, and the vast CBS network spread across Silicon Alley to refine and improve my venture before it launches. Indeed, CBS offers an academic and experiential canvas from which to experiment and draw, one that is truly unparalleled. In this second example, we use the same resources and we bring them to life. Our author truly has a sense of purpose in applying to CBS. Be that second applicant. Last but not least, the optional essay. They ask you if you wish to provide further information or additional context around your application to the admissions committee, please upload a brief explanation of any areas of concern in your academic record or personal history. This does not need to be a formal essay. You may submit bullet points. Okay, take this option if you have something left to explain. Almost always, if a mystery or problem lurks, you are writing this essay. Low GMAT? Explain it and show your quant strengths. Tough semester? Explain what caused it. No excuses. Time off? Why did you take it? How did you make it valuable to yourself or others? The list goes on. CBS offers you 500 words. You don't need to use them all. As they said, you could even bullet this. Generally, you just need to state the problem, own up to it, and hopefully show some growth. You might use half those words or less. That said, if you have more than one problem to explain, and that does happen, you might need the full 500 and you may still get in, even if you have those two problems. They give you the space to explain a problem because they want to listen, learn, and give you your best shot. That's it for CBS essay analysis. Please check out our next video on HBS essay analysis, starting now.